Good afternoon, I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. A special welcome to those of you watching on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can download our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1, followed by the word Spot Media. Several murders over the weekend have pushed the murder tally up. The latest statistics show that from January 1 to October 22, the country has seen 1,300 murders. That's 270 more, or a 26.4% increase over the corresponding period last year. Between October 1 and 21, the country has seen 96 murders. St. James, ranking the highest with 249 murders, is followed by Clarendon with 131 murders and Westmoreland recording 121 murders. St. Andrews South has now recorded 129 murders since the start of the year, followed by Kingston Western with 77 murders. In St. Catherine North and St. Catherine South, the murder figure is at 106 and 87, respectively. And among the fatal incidents on the weekend, a drive-by shooting in St. James last night. 2 persons were shot dead and 2 others seriously injured in the incident near the community of Flanker in the parish. Those killed have been identified as 20-year-old Sean Titus, otherwise called Blacks, and 24-year-old Daniel Anglin, otherwise called Don of Flanker. The others are said to be in critical condition in hospital. Police say about 11 o'clock last night, a silver Toyota Mark X motorcar with 4 men aboard stopped at the traffic light on the Flanker Main Road when persons in another Toyota motorcar drove up alongside the vehicle and opened fire on the Mark X motorcar. Investigators told our news team that upon their arrival, all occupants of the Mark X were found with bullet wounds. 2 appeared to have died on the spot. Almost 2 years after the British government's prison deal proposal, State Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Colonel Charles Jr., is unable to say when the government will resume discussions with the British government on the prison transfer deal. Senator Charles insists that the delay is not political, but is in the best interest of the country. TVJ's Shamela Mitchell reports.
Under the program, the Jamaican government would have to fork out millions of dollars to fund the deal, as the UK's £25 million only covers 40% of the cost. The deal would have also seen hundreds of Jamaicans incarcerated in UK prisons transferred to Jamaica. But Senator Colonel Charles Jr. sought to remind the public that the discussion started with the previous People's National Party PNP administration, who themselves never committed to the proposed deal.
When we came into office, and after much questioning and probing and digging, found the skeletons of what might have been the discussion and the deal, did not find it beneficial to our people and our country.
Senator Charles says his government noted the lack of details involved in those discussions and believes that while the discussion needs to take place, it is not a priority at this time.
Have you ever noticed that nobody really knows the details of this deal? Have you ever noticed that there has never been any examination, proper examination, of what it is that was really the substance of this offer? We are very careful as an administration to highlight that we have a strong and continuing partnership with Britain.
However, he says that the government has not dismissed that there aren't significant issues in the prison system.
We have significant infrastructural problems. We have significant, even more significant management and accountability problems, which I said to someone, if you can't drive your broken down ladder, I'm not going to buy you a Benz to drive. And I think you all understand what I mean. Because if you can't drive the broken down ladder and you buy a Benz, the Benz is going to crash too. So we have to take incremental steps, and that is what we have been doing.
Shamela Mitchell, TVJ News.
Mother of the late Mario Dean, Mercia Fraser, will be attending and making submissions at a hearing at the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. The hearing is scheduled to take place this afternoon at 1:45 local time in Montevideo, Uruguay. Fraser is attending the hearing with representatives from Amnesty International and the Jamaicans for Justice. It's understood that Dean was severely beaten on August 3, 2014, while in police custody at the Barnett Street Police Station in St. James. He later succumbed to his injuries on August 6. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, then conducted an investigation into the matter, following which members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force were charged in relation to Dean's death. Persons narrowly escaped serious injury after a car caught fire in Boundbrook, Port Antonio, Portland, Saturday afternoon. It was one of two fires which kept firefighters in the parish busy. The car's gas tank caught fire just as welders were working on it. The vehicle was destroyed. In the second incident, a yacht at the Errol Flynn Marina caught fire. Firefighters responded immediately and were able to put out the blaze, but the two engines at the back of the boat were damaged. TVJ News understands that the boat had just been refueled. The engine was turned on and there was a loud explosion which set fire to the boat. The cost of the damage has not been confirmed. One member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force was arrested in Portland yesterday after he was found in possession of an illegal firearm. Two civilians were also arrested. Shortly after 4 p.m., the police were conducting a spot check along the Hope Bay Main Road when they signaled a car to stop. A man came out of the vehicle and identified himself as a policeman. However, a search of the vehicle was conducted and a gun with 10 rounds of ammunition was found in the glove compartment. The men were unable to provide a license for the gun. They were all arrested. It was revealed that the policeman was suspended from the force in December. Residents of Trinityville in St. Thomas have again blocked the Morant Bay to Cedar Valley Main Road between Surge Island and Trinityville. This has left commuters, including students, stranded. The residents who blocked the roadway for 2 days last week are protesting over the poor road conditions. They had called on their Member of Parliament, James Robertson, to fix the roads, but say he has not responded to their plea. This morning, they cut down trees to block several sections of the roadway. Persons can now register unconventional personal property such as furniture and appliances to be used as collateral for business and housing loans. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Dr. Horace Chang, says it's part of efforts to make real estate ownership easier for the average Jamaican under the National Housing Policy. He was speaking recently at the regional conference in Montego Bay, St. James, where he detailed the government's plans to build climate-sensitive homes.
Through the SIP registry, as well as examine the possibility of reverse mortgages and bridging loans between the housing trust and private lending institutions.
The Senate on Friday passed a bill. The Senate on Friday passed a bill to amend the Processed Food and Processed Food Regulation Act to remove the need for export certificates for the industry. Acting Leader of Government Business, Senator Pernell Charles Jr. said it would not only provide support to producers seeking to enter international markets, but also facilitate smoother interaction with the automated system for customs data, ASICUDA.
Advance efficiency. Mr. President, one of the main objectives of the ASICUDA system is to harmonize trade procedure and to reduce trade barriers. Consequently, this objective envisions the incorporation of the Bureau of Standard of Jamaica port-related procedures into the system.
He noted that the ASICUDA is being used at the ports of 90 countries worldwide, and local stakeholders were consulted before the bills were prepared.
The Jamaica Customs Agency, Mr. President, indicated that it could not incorporate the export certificate component of the Processed Food Act into the ASICUDA system. And both the Jamaica Customs Agency and the Bureau of Standards of Jamaica, having consulted, have jointly recommended the removal of the provisions in the Act relating to the requirement for export certificates.
3 houses in Marvelous St. Andrew have been destroyed in what is believed to be an arson attack. This comes 2 months after 2 other houses were firebombed in the community. The fires, which reportedly started about 1 o'clock this morning, destroyed a 3-bedroom house on Reapers Road and 2 others on Fenbrook Road. No one was injured in the fires, and we will have an update in subsequent newscasts. We go on to international news. At least 2 people were killed and many others injured as a mammoth typhoon struck Japan, hurling dangerous winds and threatening to cause major flooding and mudslides. The typhoon forced more than 200,000 people to evacuate and a further 2.2 million homes under advisory to prepare for evacuation. We go to the CNN for more details.
This was a super typhoon, remember, so at least it didn't hit with that intensity. But we're still dealing with a pretty potent storm system here. And the rainfall started 3 days before the center of the storm made landfall just south of Tokyo here. And that has resulted in incredible amounts of rain, in fact, the likes of which we haven't seen ever. 3-day totals as far as records being broken here. Take a look at Shinyu specifically, 889 millimeters of rainfall. And you tag that on to all 3 days, and we get a total of 894. That's never happened before. And 531 of those millimeters happened in just 24 hours. So incredible flooding there, along with wind as well. But goodbye, Typhoon Lan. That is gone. Now, I'm keeping an eye on this. This is a feature we've been talking about through Guam. Why am I showing you this? Well, if you're watching from Japan, take a look at what happens here. One of our computer model forecasts, in fact, a couple of them bring this to the islands and then eventually towards mainland Japan heading into next weekend. So heads up. Within the next 7 days, we're going to be tracking this rather closely as we have one typhoon getting out of the way, but the other one developing over the next 7 days. It just remains to be seen whether we get these kinds of rainfall.
We go on to news in sports. Jamaica's Sunshine Girls are heading to Australia ahead of the Fast 5 Netball World Series on October 28 and 29.
The last time the Sunshine Girls were at the Fast 5 series, they found the going tough and finished 5th in the 6-team tournament. But it was a confident team that left Jamaica on Sunday for Melbourne. Among them was first-timer Shimona Nelson, who admitted to nervous excitement, but the shooter says she's ready.
I'm in a good shape for the competition. Just have to get my head into the game. Don't allow the nervousness to get to me. But I have to use the being nervous and convert it into something good.
Mental toughness was a recurrent sentiment within the team after being forced to make late adjustments due to visa troubles for summer. Lead coach Sasha Gay Henry says that the team's preparation was also hampered by the late cancellation of the Caribbean Championship due to Hurricanes Irma and Maria, which lashed parts of the region.
The preparation time had a little bit of limitation to it because we were preparing for the 2 tournaments for the same month, so we had a few limitations. But despite the limitation, we just have to adjust and just work as hard as we can throughout the time that we had available.
The team is captained by the experienced Janelle Fowler-Reid, and she's banking on the veterans within the ranks.
Honestly, having so much senior players on the team has helped to boost just the depth of the team. So with mid-court defending and shooting end, we have a really good depth, so it's going to be really good for us. And you know, the senior players help to boost the junior players, so it's going to be really good.
With Coach Henry on contract until December, we asked her, as well as Netball Jamaica President Dr. Paula Daly Morris, whether the Fast 5 tournament would be a benchmark.
Well, I'm not really thinking on that basis. My contract ends in December, so then the association will see what's best for the team, and then I will know where best I'll be. But it doesn't matter if they appoint me back, yes or no, my contribution will still be given to this team because I love netball.
We believe in long-term planning, and we believe that once we see indications of good coaching and good strategies being put forward, we think that the person should be given a chance to develop. Now, the decision as to who becomes head coach, it is the boards.
Jamaica will face defending champions Australia and last year's runners-up New Zealand, as well as England, Malawi and South Africa in the 2-day tournament.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Join us at 7 for the Prime Time News Package. On behalf of our news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.